Hey guys, so I tried to get this video out before Easter, but well, my schedule didn't quite line up at all. And actually, if I'm honest, I stopped following schedules after the first year of this channel anyway. It was just too much of a bother, and it usually meant pushing back things I wanted to do, so I just stopped doing it altogether. I just make what I make when I want to make it, and I find that this works for me, and you can't stop me. Anyway, let's get on with this week's project. For this week's project, I'll be using the brown, pink and grey yarn mostly, and some orange as well. I wasn't sure on the textures at first, but I will add a list of everything that I used in the description box below. So at some point I decided I wanted to have my bunny girl wearing a bunny costume. But when I started working on it, I changed my mind and decided to have her wear a somewhat smaller costume, relatively anyway. With that in mind, when starting on the shoes, I made these huge bunny feet, complete with foot pads and toe beans. I sewed them onto the bottom of the shoe to get the final bunny foot. I made 2 of these and set them to one side for later on. You will see these at the end. Next, I crocheted some feet off camera using the brown acrylic yarn. I'm really loving this colour. I think it's my favourite skin tone colour because I was using the beige one before and that just made my amigurumi look washed out, but I really do love this brown. I then made 2 of these legs and joined them together before continuing to work my way up. I switched colours to the orange at this point to give her some orange shorts. Continuing up the body, I switched colours to the orange again to give her an orange tube top. I had the arms already part done off camera to save time, and you've already seen this before anyway, but just as a reminder, I wrapped up some armature wire with quilt batting and stuffed it into each arm before I then crocheted them onto the body. I also added a scalloped edge for some added detail. I then carried on up to finish the head and stuffing it and installing the eyes as well. So with a lot left to still do, I next made her bunny gloves to match her shoes. I did this by crocheting a large-ish sort of mitten and then sewed on the details with the pink chenille yarn. Now this girl's hair was a real struggle. Right at the start, choosing the hair colour had me stumped. I considered green at one point, but I didn't want a repeat of a certain amigurumi. You'll know which one I mean. And so I went through several colour choices, including like a coral, the pink, possibly blue, because obviously blue is the complementary colour to the orange. But then I finally landed on this colour. I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but it's a mix of teal and green. It's not quite turquoise, but it's a deep turquoise. And then I decided to make highlights and lowlights, so at some point I'll go through that, and again, because I didn't list these yarns at the beginning, they will be in the description box below. But anyway, these choices ended up being the best choice, that worked well overall with the colour palette, I think, anyway. You'll have to tell me if it doesn't. But with that decision made, I dove into making the wig cap and finished up the hair. Okay, so I finished off the wig and then run into a small problem, because obviously this wig is very full. There's quite a lot of hair on here. It's just gonna be too much for the hoodie that I've got planned, because I do want her to wear a hoodie and obviously she'll have the hood up. Then this hair is just going to be far too bulky, and because I was stretched for time, I didn't really get to record the other wig cap that I did, but I finished it off camera. So it's just basically a simpler wig with just a few strands of hair, so it won't be bulky on the hood at all, and then that way I can try and decrease the size of the hood, because it is a big hood. But yeah, I went with a simpler wig. Let me know if you would have gone the other way between the two wigs. After I finished the amigurumi body, I moved on to the outfit and made a cropped jacket. Initially, I was going to make a long sleeved jacket with fluted sleeves, but since the weather is warming up a bit, I decided to shorten them and add a hood instead. Because, you know, just as the cold goes away, the rains come. I made the components off camera, including the cropped jacket, the hood, and the floppy bunny ears. And so now it's almost time to put them all together. It's just so cute, especially the ears. She's going to look great in this jacket, and I know it. Well, I hope. Actually, this is editing, so editing me already knows what she looks like, but you know, let's just pretend. You know, it's the internet. Let's just pretend. And here's the hoodie done. Admittedly, it is a bit on the larger side, but then again, their heads are big, so I have to accommodate that. But it's so cute and it's fluffy. I can't wait to see her with this. For her remaining accessories, I decided to give her a carrot pin for her jacket. I found a carrot cabochon in my stash and just stuck a pin back to it. I also decided to make her a belt with some carrot charms I think I made last year with some shrink plastic, so I thought I'd recycle those and put those on her belt. Incidentally, this can also double up as a bracelet, which I think is, you know, reduce, reuse, recycle, right? And with that, I'm nearly ready to put everything together. Anyway, while I finish off the accessories, I'm just going to close this video by wishing you all a happy Easter. Enjoy the time off if you have it, and don't eat too many chocolate eggs. And before we get to the reveal, I'd just like to say thank you for watching, and of course if you'd like to see more, then please like, share, comment and even consider subscribing. If you are feeling generous, then also please consider buying me a cup of coffee on Ko-fi. The link to my Ko-fi page will be included in the description box below, and any and all donations will be greatly appreciated. Or just check out some of the extra pictures. Don't forget to hit that bell button to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, enjoy the beauty shots and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!